Dead by Daylight Doomed Course introduces new content for Dead by Daylight, including a new killer, the Houndmaster, and a new survivor, Tori Kane. Players can unlock exclusive cosmetics, such as the Houndmaster's titanium skull and Tori Kane's gold tear. This DLC continues the lore of Dead by Daylight, adding depth to the terrifying world of the entity.
Once again, it's just you and me. Despicable vermin!
I can feel the darkness. It's everywhere.
Look at what we have here.
Shut it and die.
The War of the Worlds Siberia is an action-adventure game that transports the classic story of H.G. Wells' The War of the Worlds to an alternate history late 19th century Russia, where Martians invade Siberia. Players will control a group of survivors trying to escape the besieged Petrograd and survive in a world overtaken by alien invaders.
Еда и оружие. А с едой все сложно. Все бегут. Всем она нужна. Смотрите, они грабят аптеку. Это не наше дело.
Дядь, купи кирпич.
Я убил его.
Вниз! Стой, парень! Это же предательство!
Оно самое меньшее. Оно самое...
This special holiday-themed fighting pass brings a festive winter vibe to the game. Players can unlock Christmas-themed outfits, nostalgic music like Street Fighter Alpha 3 tracks, and plenty of cosmetic items for their avatars.
Hey! Here comes a new challenger!
In Ark Raiders, you play as a raider tasked with scavenging resources from a post-apocalyptic world while defending against ARC machines and competing players. The game offers third-person combat with both PvE and PvP elements, where you can team up or go solo. You'll need to carefully plan your missions, using gadgets and tools to gather valuable resources and return them safely to your underground colony, Speranza.
You've told us nothing of this place. Look at us now. Raiders. Playing with fire. Everything to lose. But even more to gain. The life source of our world sleeps.
Atlas Fallen Reign of Sand is a major free update for Atlas Fallen, adding exciting new features like the mysterious Source area, new enemies such as the Transmuter and Morpher, and a challenging Nyal's Nightmare difficulty mode. Players can also restart their adventure with New Game Plus to experience fresh content, abilities, and progression.
Every day they die, and yet Thelos remains indifferent. This endless cycle will persist into eternity, unless someone were to rise from the storm.
Why are so many willing to die for Thelos? I hope we are on the right side of history.
With this gauntlet, you bear the responsibility to break us all free. Long before this world became what it is today, gods walked Atlas, but these were not simpler times.
These creatures, they will not let me leave this place. You cannot escape.
Death Elevator is a roguelike FPS that places players in a mysterious elevator where each floor brings new challenges and enemies. With fast-paced combat, a bullet time mechanic to slow down time in danger, and randomly generated weapons, the game offers a unique experience with every playthrough. As players ascend, they uncover fragments of an unfolding story. Originally released on Steam, it will now be available on multiple modern consoles. Drive Loop is an intense 3D shooter set in post-apocalyptic cityscapes. Players can customize their vehicles and engage in high-speed combat while exploring decaying cities filled with dangers. The game emphasizes tactical driving and explosive combat, with features like vehicle upgrades and crew management. Dune Awakening is an MMO survival game set in the harsh and unforgiving world of Arrakis. Players take on the role of prisoners trying to survive by scavenging for essential resources like water and spice. You'll need to build shelters, fight both NPCs and real players, and beware of the massive sandworms that are drawn to any vibrations on the sand.
Might have been. What if my mother had obeyed her orders and given birth to a girl? Everything would change. Dr. Yue exposed before his betrayal. A world where my father lives. House Atreides surviving the Battle of Arrakeen. Sardaukar deployed to protect the spice melange. A war of assassins spreading across the planet. Fremen exterminated. No Muad'Dib. No Lisan al-Gaib. No Kwisatz Haderach. All of my visions lead to horror. Except for this one. This one leads to you.
This game blends action RPG elements with strategy and city building. Players lead a group of refugees in a medieval fantasy world, building a settlement from scratch while exploring dangerous dungeons and facing mythical creatures like dragons. The game features a third-person perspective, dynamic combat, and a low-poly visual style with a day-night cycle and changing seasons. In God Save Birmingham, players are thrown into a medieval countryside of Birmingham, England, devastated by a zombie plague. As the only survivor, you'll need to gather resources, craft tools, hunt for food, and fight against zombies, many of which were once your friends or neighbors.
What brings you to the Vatican, Indy?
Indiana Jones and the Great Circle takes place in 1937, between Raiders of the Lost Ark and the Last Crusade. Players control Indiana Jones as he faces sinister forces seeking to unlock the power of the Great Circle. The game combines first-person combat, exploration, and puzzle solving in iconic global locations.
I think it's a conduit of some kind of power, correct?
Boss certainly does. He believes it'll secure his place in history. I'll have to study it some more. A circle must be complete to what? There's always a trigger.
Good luck, Indy.
Legends say these relics hold a force that could change the course of history. They're messing with powers beyond your control.
You should know by now. I am always in control.
You're good at this, Dr. Jones.
I know enough to get me into trouble.
Professor Layton and the New World of Steam is an upcoming puzzle and adventure game set in a fantasy world powered by Steam technology. The game is part of the Professor Layton series and continues with its trademark mix of mind-bending puzzles and a captivating story. It introduces new characters and settings while keeping the core mechanics that fans love.
体勢を低く。
まさかキングガンマンジョーが自信を？
さあね。だがキングガンマンジョーには何かの目的があるようだ。
旅のお供にコインだ。
レッツコインだ。
ルーク、この町では我々が予想もつかないとんでもない何かが起ころうとしているのかもしれない。
先生。
The Mildew Children is a side-scrolling adventure that combines fairy tale elements with horror. Set in a village dominated by children who follow dark pagan rituals, you control Kirfel, a young witch who must confront a deadly ritual to save the village. The game features over 8 hours of gameplay, including puzzles, investigations, and tough moral choices affecting the outcome. MXGP 24. The official game brings the official 2024 motocross season to players, featuring 19 official tracks and over 50 riders from the MXGP and MX2 classes. With realistic graphics, dynamic weather effects, and immersive gameplay, players can experience the adrenaline of motocross racing. Light of Motoram is an open-world survival game set in a post-apocalyptic world filled with mechanical creatures. Players explore diverse biomes, including jungles, deserts, and snowy mountains, while crafting, building, and taming mechanimals for combat and support. Multiplayer co-op gameplay will allow players to team up for survival challenges.